morning. Welcome to the Southern Coop of Minnie. I'm going to try to do a vlog on the birth of our baby number 6. I'm kind of excited to share with you because, well, it was pretty special for me. I had a beautiful delivery, and I was completely expecting it to be like horrible and terrible. A quick update too, we are almost 3 weeks old. Today is actually Sunday, and on Tuesday he'll be 3 weeks old. So we're going through a growth spurt, and he's nursing like every 2 hours. We're growing like crazy. I hope that you were able to see the video of our birth pictures that my friend Candace did. That was so special to me. That was actually my favorite vlog. So I will try to link it below if you haven't seen it, because it's my favorite. It's my favorite so far. So anyway, where I was, I ended up going 40 weeks and 5 days, and I think we probably would have gone another day or so had my doctor not really encouraged me to go ahead and be induced. I did not want to be induced. I am an enemy to Pitocin, truly. I had that with my second delivery with my daughter, little mommy, and it was really strong. Birth pains were, or rather labor pains, were really tough and hard. There was no like build up. It was just like boom. Whenever he was like, you are 41 and we need to kind of, just to be safe and make sure that your baby is going to be healthy, we need to go ahead and induce you. So we are. We made it, didn't we? Yeah. So we had to be at the hospital. Sorry, I'm cutting my head off here. We had to be at the hospital between 7:30 and 8 that morning, and we did. We made it there probably about 7:45 actually. They did not actually get everything going as far as like the Pitocin until about 9:45 that morning. So I really didn't kind of start laboring until close to 10 o'clock that day. Yeah, it was a great day, huh? You decided to finally come out? Yeah. The way my doctor explained it to be, what he was going to do, he was just going to give me just enough to where I would be like putting the bottle in the corner of the room and just sniffing it. So I trusted him on that to get me started kind of just a little. And he did, got me started, and I was starting to feel the contractions, which I had been having contractions the night before, and they were actually like every 20 minutes, and then when I went to bed, they stopped. I was so frustrated because I was like, oh, it's gonna happen on its own. And then when I had been to the doctor that morning, I was like between a 3 and a 4 centimeters dilated, so I really had hopes that he was gonna come on his own that night, but no. He gave me a whiff, so to speak. The nurse got me started with just a little bit of Pitocin. I started to feel the contractions a little bit stronger, and I got really nervous because I thought, oh, here it comes, we're getting started. And they actually had a nurse in training following my nurse around, and so when she came in, she was kind of showing her all, you know, the hoopla they have you hooked up to. And she was like, and so if they're not building contractions like the doctor was wanting them to, every 15 minutes they'll up the Pitocin. And so she just very casually was like, so we're going to up the Pitocin. And I was like, no, my doctor said he's not going to do that. And she had already done it. I was not happy about that. But she's like, we need to get your contractions consistent and going so that your body will start to dilate. Right, sorry, I had an abrupt stop Sunday. It's actually now Wednesday. I'm going to try to finish out the birth vlog here. My family had all come back from church at that moment, and they were all coming in the door at the same time, so I just went ahead and stopped. Back to where we were. The nurse came in with her, I'm going to call her student, helper, whatever, and they just casually went over and upped my Pitocin. I was not happy. Following that, she was like, okay, you have a 30-minute window. If you decide that you want the epidural, because I knew my contractions were going to hit quick and they were going to hit hard, and we were going to have a baby fast. She was like, if you want the epidural, you have a 30-minute window. And so you just need to let me know. So I told her, because I was so terrified of the same experience that I had had with little mommy. I was just really scared. So I said, okay, go ahead and tell them that I want it. And I think, if I remember correctly, this is why I wanted to do this early on, so I wouldn't forget everything. She had checked me and I was at like a 5. So I was just like slow go. Once she upped my Pitocin, at that point, we started watching the contractions on the monitor. Of course, I started feeling them a little more frequently, but we could see they were starting to get stronger. And although the intensity of them wasn't feeling bad yet, I was still able to tolerate it, and it wasn't troublesome at that point. I knew it was coming fast. The anesthesiologist came in. She looked like she was 10. She looked really, really young. Apparently, I think she just got out of what they call their internship. I don't know. But she was awesome. She did a fantastic job. She was really good to kind of communicate to me everything that was going on and just try to keep me calm, because the past times that I've had the epidural, I was ready for it. At this point, I wasn't ready for it, and I really didn't want it, to be honest with you. But I knew if I didn't, I was probably going to regret it because of that little 30-minute window time that the nurse had told me about. So I was holding my husband's hand, and I was holding the nurse's hand, and I was kind of panicking. No. She went ahead, gave me the epidural, and everything went very smoothly there. And probably within about, I'd say maybe 10-15 minutes or so, it was working. I was starting to feel tingly, numb. My legs were all weird feeling. So yeah, she checked me again. I guess it was like 30 minutes after that. My contractions were starting to get, the intensity of them and the length of them were starting to get a little longer and a little stronger, but I couldn't feel it. So she checked me, and like part of my cervix on, I think it was my right side, it was not thinning, it was staying thick. So they gave me I think it's called the peanut ball. I have no idea. They laid me on my side and they put this peanut ball thing in between my knees, and I laid there for probably 30 minutes or so, and just tried to just rest and relax. And about this time, my friend Candace came in, the one that did all the photography, and she was just talking away, and we were just chit-chatting. You never know that we were actually in the delivery room because everything was just cool, calm, and collected, very peaceful. And they laid me flat. They took that peanut ball thing out and they laid me flat. And when they flipped me back on my side, like all the feeling in my left side came back. So I was no longer numb on my left side. My right side was good to go. I was laying there and I was like, I'm feeling the contractions on my left side. And I don't want to feel them. I mean, if I got the epidural, I don't want to feel this. And my nurse was like, well, I really don't want you to, like she gave me this, or she showed me rather, this little button I could push that would up the medicine from the epidural if I needed it. She said, I really don't want you to. I really want you to be able to feel when the baby is ready to come out. So I was like, okay. And then, I don't know, I was starting to get a little, like I was zoning out because the pain was getting really intense. Now this is just on half my side of my body. This wasn't the other side of my body. So I can only imagine what it's like going natural if I'm just feeling on this one side. The nurse checked me, and when she checked me, she said I was ready. And I was like, yeah, I could tell. And the way that she kind of made me feel like it was really ready, like baby's coming. So she said, I'm calling the doctor. Call the doctor, and he got there pretty quickly. He had had surgery that morning, so I think that they had tried to delay my process a little bit just because my doctor wasn't really available for a while. And my doctor had said I was going to go fast. And he knew I would go fast. I mean, this is our 6th baby, so, and the baby was really low. Just my body wasn't cooperating which some people would say that meant the baby wasn't ready yet. I don't know. I got all kinds of comments from people on that. But anyway, at this point, we were ready, and the doctor came in, and it was, I was having some pretty strong contractions, and I could tell whenever the baby was like there. So he was like, okay, and push. They gave me some oxygen. I pushed, and one push, and I felt the most awesome relief ever. And it was simply the baby's head coming out. And you would have thought that the whole baby was out, but it was just the baby's head. So I was kind of like there, but not there, if that makes any sense at all. And then all the staff was hanging around, and they knew that we were waiting to find out the gender of the baby. So the next thing was the body of the baby coming out. So we were about to find out if we were having a boy or a girl. And so they said that my husband would be the one that tells me. So the doctor got the baby all the way out, and once he got out, the doctor held him up for me to see, and my husband said, "It's a boy." So I was like, I knew it was a boy. And they gave him to me, and it was just a super precious, sweet moment to get to hold the little guy. And he weighed 8 pounds and 4 ounces, and we got to do skin to skin right away. They didn't weigh him but for a little while after that. And then I was able to nurse him right then, and he cried, and we snuggled, and it was just a really sweet moment. But then 45 minutes of that, our whole family was at the hospital and ready to meet their little brother. They didn't know if they were having a brother or sister yet, because I didn't want to like say anything by phone. I wanted them to see when they got there. And I heard them coming down the hallway, and little Ladybug said, "It's a boy," and she didn't even know yet, but it really was a boy. So it was a sweet time, and I am so thankful that everything went so smoothly. I was really worried about me being older and having issues with my age, and possibly there being issues with the baby, but he is perfectly healthy, beautiful, and well, and I am doing phenomenal. My healing is just fantastic. When I was in the hospital, I had one of the nurses tell me, "You're the kind of mom that we like, because you're so laid back. You know what to do already. We don't have to like be all stressed out with, you know, making sure you have this or that or whatever, because you kind of already know what to do." So it was a beautiful time at the hospital, and I'm so thankful to be back home now and with him. And we will show you him again. I'll bring him out here with me. If you are older, and I hope I can give you hope, that was kind of my thing at the beginning when I wanted to vlog my journey, is I've actually had several people that I've met along the way say, "Oh, that's so good to hear, because I'm my late 30s or early 40s or whatever." I hope I can give you hope that you still have time, and you can have a healthy baby, and you can have a healthy delivery. It really wasn't any different to me, the pregnancy or the delivery, other than I worried, than my other pregnancies from my 20s and my 30s. So yeah, it's all good. I believe that God put his hand of protection over us the entire time, because the pregnancy was like perfect. No issues, none. And then delivery, perfect. No issues, none, other than Pitocin that I didn't want. So I'm gonna wrap this up, let you see the baby. He is 3 weeks old now. We will give you some more updates with our family life as we're getting ready to start school back and all that good stuff. All right, here he is in all his little handsome glory. You say hi? This is our little guy. He's getting big. Here he is. Oh, thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe to our channel. We want you to keep growing.